Hi guys, so we'll begin with our next lecture, which is basically on conditionals that consists of if else and switch case. So let's get started. This is going to be a very simple lecture and I believe you would definitely gain some value from this one. Alright, so let's get started with this one. Okay, so what is if and else? It's basically like it's just English. If some condition holds true, then you do something. Otherwise, you do something else. It's that simple, right? For example, let's just use if, right? If there is a rain, like if it's raining outside, then you take umbrella, okay? So what is the condition here? What is the condition? Let me take the pointer out here. Okay, this is the condition. If it is raining, then what is the action? Take an umbrella. Okay, so if some condition, and if that condition is true, like if it is raining, then take an umbrella. This is just using if. Why just using is, I didn't say anything what to do when it is not raining. Like what happens when this is not true? If it is raining, you take umbrella, but what is gonna, like what are gonna do if there is, like if it is not raining outside? So that part is described using else. For example, if it is raining, then you take umbrella. That's cool. Otherwise, this is how I add the else part. Otherwise, you maybe run outside, right? So that's what I'm saying. So if you're using only if, it only specifies the action you do when the condition holds true, but it does not specify what you do if the condition does not hold true, right? And using if and else together makes it like this, that if the condition is true, then you perform some action. If it is not true, then you perform some other action. For example, if it is raining, you take an umbrella. Otherwise, you run outside. That is if and else. Okay, let's open our Java compiler, Java interpreter, and let's test it out, right? Okay. So let's see how if else works in real life. Okay, obviously we're gonna do all the things in BlueJ, but obviously you know my favorite is J shell because it's easy, so I'll do it over here. So alright, so all you need to do is, let's say int x is equals to 10. Okay, so I want to see that, like if x is more than something, let's say if, obviously put a bracket always, if x is more than 100, then let's say system.out.println hello world. Okay, and if you do only this part, what will happen? What is the value of x right now? The value of x is 10 right now, and the condition is if x is more than 100, which is obviously false because x is 10, x cannot be more than 100. So in this case, will it execute or not? Obviously it won't, but nothing else happens, right? But if we add a else part, let's say let's do the same thing and type an else part over here. Not this, else, let's say system.out.println maybe by, I guess. So try to guess what happens next. So if x is more than 100, is x more than 100? No, because the value of x is 10. So this line won't get executed. This line won't get executed. Otherwise, that is else, do this. So obviously which line will get executed? The second line. So by. This is how if and else works. You given a condition, if the condition is true, it gets executed. If not, else part gets executed. Alright, so let's try some more examples. Let's say I will try if a given value is positive or not. Okay, positive or not, right? So what I'm going to check, um, if a number is positive or negative. Okay, so I can say if, let's take a number. Let's again take int x is equals to, let's say 25 in this case, and type in if x more than 0, then obviously it is a positive number. So I'll just say system.out.println x is positive, and if it is not, then what you do, you say else system.out.println x is negative, right? That's it. So now if I just do this, so we are getting x is positive. Why is it happening? So the value of x is 25. So the first condition says if x more than 0, obviously x is more than 0, then do this. It is getting executed. X is positive, you're getting the answer. This else part is skipped because obviously the condition is getting true, so there is no question of this, right? But let's say I take int x is equals to maybe minus 100 probably, and now I write the same thing. What will happen now? X is negative. Why is it so? So what happens is that int x is equals to minus 100. So is x more than 0? Obviously not, because the value of x is minus 100. So the entire thing is skipped. So the else part gets executed. Else system.out.println x is negative. That's why it is getting executed. Okay. So basically this is all about if else, you know. And what happens if I just remove this part? What happens if I just remove this part? Well, nothing happens. You will get nothing on the screen. Why? Because the condition is x is more than, if x is more than 0, what is the value of x right now? It is minus 100. So obviously this condition is false. If this condition is false, it won't get executed at all. And there is no else part. If there is no else part, it will just simply skip it. If this is a false statement, right? So all right, now let's try to check if a given number is odd or even. Okay. Or yeah, let's try this one. So let's try int y is equals to some number, let's say 23. So I want to check if y mod 2 equal 0. What does this statement mean? If after dividing y by 2 the remainder is 0, then system.out.println number is even number. Yeah. Else system.out.println number is odd. So let's try and execute this statement. Let's see what happens now. Oh, there is a typo. I forgot. Yeah, perfect. Number is odd. Why is it happening? So let's see. What is the number? What is the value of y right now? The value of y is 23. So 23 I'm dividing by 2. This is modulus. I already told the case of modulus, right? What does modulus do? It divides and gets the remainder. So the value of y is 23. You are dividing it by 2. So 2 11s are 22. But the remainder is not 0. The remainder is 1, right? So therefore this is not true. This double equal to means if it is equal to 0, like it is asking the question if it is equal to 0 or not. So dividing y by 2, the remainder is definitely not equal to 0. It is 1, right? So that's why the entire thing is skipped, this thing. And obviously the else part is then continued, and then you see the number is odd, right? So that's how things work. So let's take another example. Let's say int j is equals to 5, and I say if maybe j equal to 12, or yeah, 12, system dot out dot println. I'll just give a tab here. Oh, this is not working. Oh, if j is equals to 12, hello. So this is not getting executed. Oh, by the way, you might skip the back. If you can skip the bracket if it's just a single line. So I just skipped a bracket. You can do that too. So why is it not executing? What is the value of j right now? The value of j is 5, remember? So I'm asking the computer, is j equal to 12? No. So double equal to means asking the computer, like, is it equal to, is it like the value of j is 12? You are asking the question to the computer and it is saying no. Obviously no, because the j is 5, right? So definitely this will not get executed, right? So and obviously we can combine multiple conditions. For example, let's say we have something, let's take a number, right? All right, let's say int x is equals to something. I'm just typing it 46 or something. Okay, cool. So now let's combine some conditions. All right, so if x more than 0 and this and is like, this is the logical and, right? Double and x mod 2 equal 0, and definitely let's put it in a bracket. Let's put in a bracket. It's a good practice, you know. Put, if there are multiple conditions, try to put these in brackets. Without brackets also it will work, but again, I mean, you can do that as well. So anyway, if x more than 0 and x mod 2 equal to 0, then I'd say system dot out dot println the number is positive and even, right? I can close this and then say else system dot out dot println the number a might not be positive or even. Okay, now let's play with this for a while. You will understand what I'm saying, right? So what we are getting, number is positive and even. And why is it so? Because the condition is x more than 0? Yes, it is more than 0. It is 46, so definitely more than 0. And so whenever there is an and, both the condition needs to be true. Both the condition needs to be true, and only then the entire thing will be true. Getting the point? If this is true and this is true, the entire thing, only then the entire thing will be true. All right. So this part is definitely true because x is more than 0, 46. X mod 2 equal 0. Those 46 divided by 2, the remainder is definitely 0, right? It's 2 to the 4 to the 13, right? It will be like that only. 13. Yes, I'm calculating now. No, 2 to the 4 to the 6, 23. Yeah. So the remainder is 0. It is fully dividing, so the remainder is 0. So true and true gives you true, right? If you are having issues with this, just go back and watch the operators video, how logical operators work, okay? And you will get the sense of it. And that's how, when both the conditions are true and there is an and between, so both the things have to be true, and both the things are true, this is getting executed, right? But let's slightly change the value of x. Let's say x is equals to 23. What will happen now if I execute the same statement? What will happen now? I'm getting this. The number might not be positive or even. It is not really sure what's happening, but yeah, at least this condition is not getting executed. This is not getting executed, right? So why is it not getting executed? Let's understand. First condition is x more than 0. Yes, x is more than 0. Correct. Second condition, x mod 2 equal 0, that is after dividing x by 2 are we getting the remainder of 0. So x is 23, 2 11s are 22, but the remainder is 1, so definitely this is not true. So, and whenever I say that there is a and in between, both the things have to be true. So this is true, but in this case this is false, and even if one of them is false, the entire thing will be considered as false. And if the condition is false, definitely this will not execute. Okay, only this will execute, the else part will execute. Like obviously if this, which is definitely not the case, otherwise this. So this is the thing that is getting executed. The number might not be positive or even. Okay, let's slightly tweak the value of x. X is equals to minus 22. Okay, minus 22. Again, minus 22 is even, right? Let's try the same thing. What are we getting? The number might not be positive or even. Why? Because the first condition itself, it is false. X is more than 0. No, x is not more than 0. It is minus 22. It will not even check this as well. Okay, the first condition, whenever it fails, it will not go to the second one, because in AND, even if one condition fails, the entire thing fails. Like the entire thing gets false, so it won't even go here. It will see this is false, and the entire thing is skipped, then it goes to this line. Okay, so that's how if else works basically. Let's see some other examples as well, so that you can understand how to use if else with the logical operators. Let's say that x is equals to 12, y is equals to maybe 45 or something. Let's say if x more than, let's say, 5, or this is logical or, right? Double pipe, or x, or maybe let's say y mod 2 equal 0. Again the same thing, I'm checking if it is even or odd, right? Then system dot out out dot println hello, else system dot out dot println world. And remember guys, this is or. Whenever there is a logical or, even if one condition is true, we will get the entire thing as true, right? So in the first condition, we see the condition is x more than 5? Yes, it is more than 5. The value is 12. It won't even touch this. It won't even go there. Okay, there is no need to go. It will see this is true. The entire thing becomes true automatically, and this executes hello, right? You're getting this only. You're getting hello, right? Okay. Let's tweak the value a little bit. Let's say x is equals to 2. What happens now? And let's try this one out. Now you're getting world. Why? Because or will check even if one of them is true. So this is not true. X is not more than 5. Why? Because x is 2, and y mod 2 equal to 0. This is not true because y is 45. 2 22s are 44, but the remainder is 1. Like whenever there is a modulus, we are finding the remainder. So after dividing 45 by 2, the remainder is 1. So definitely this is going to be like, this is false and this is also false. So if all of them are false, so entire thing becomes false. It skips this and then goes to this one, and it is getting executed perfectly fine. So that is how if and else works. Now let's move on to the next part, which is basically using if, else if, and else. So this is where we handle multiple scenarios. For example, let's understand this in a little bit more depth, So let's say if this is raining, you take an umbrella. Previously, what was the case? If it is raining, then take an umbrella. If it is not, that means if this is not true, then do this, maybe run outside. But in this case we are handling multiple scenarios. Like for example, if it is raining outside, then take an umbrella. If there is a lot of, you know, sunshine outside, everything, so then take sunglasses, take sunglasses. And if this is not true, this is not true, and there are multiple conditions, if none of them are true, then you do this, you listen to your radio at home, right? So here we are handling multiple conditions. If and else was just two conditions, if was just a single condition, if, else, if and else are three different, and we are handling multiple scenarios. There can be multiple number of else if, but remember, else is a must. You have to put else. If there is, if you are using else if, doesn't matter how many else if you are using, but you must use else at the end. So this is how we can handle multiple scenarios. So if it is raining, then take umbrella. If it is sunny outside, then take your sunglasses with yourself. And if all fails, this is not true, this is not true, then obviously do this, stay at home and listen to your radio. So now let's understand how we can handle multiple scenarios using if else ladder. Okay, let's try this one, right? Let me clear the screen. Fine. So do you remember we had an example? Okay, let's take a simple example. Okay, let's take simple. Let's say x is equals to maybe 1. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, cool. So I'm writing if x equal to 1, system dot out dot println maybe Monday. I'm typing else if, and you have to put brackets second, x equal to 2, system dot out dot println Tuesday, and you hope you're getting what I'm trying to do here, right? Else if x equal to 3, system dot out dot println Wednesday, else if x equal to 4, system dot out dot println Thursday, else if x equal to 5, system dot out dot println Friday, else if x equal to 6, system dot out dot println Saturday, else if x equal to 7, system dot out dot println Sunday, now finally else system dot out dot println error. Okay, so do you see what I am trying to do here? So if this condition is true, Monday will be printed. If this condition is true, Tuesday will be printed. If this condition, then Wednesday. If this condition, then Thursday. So this is the way of handling multiple conditions, right? And if all of these fails, all of these fails, only then else part will execute. Okay, if all of this fails, like this condition fails, x is not 1, x is not 2, x is not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, nothing, you let's say you give 100 or something, so none of this will hold true, and only then else part will get executed. So now let's try this one. So I'm getting Monday by the value of x is 1. Let's try some other value. Let's say x is equals to 6. Let's see what happens there. X is equals to 6. So what is going to execute? This condition will execute. Why? X, like you are asking x equal to 6. Yes, x is equal to 6. Like you are asking if the value of x is 6. Yes, it is 6. So you are going to get Saturday. Now let's say you tweak the value of x to maybe 40, let's say 45, and then you try it once again. You will get error. Why? Because I haven't specified the condition for 45. None of these matches this, because 45 isn't here. It is 1 to 6. Oh, sorry, 1 to 7, right? But there is no 45. So when all of these things fail, the last one will execute, which is the else part, which is error. So that's how if else can handle multiple conditions together. All right, cool, fine. So let's try some more simple example by which you can understand if else in a much better way. So let me try. Let's say int x is equals to 65, and say if x more than 10, sorry, x more than, let's say x is more than 10, system dot out dot println a else if x mod 2 not equals to 1, sorry, not equals to 2. This is not equals to, right? B else if x is more than 30, system dot println C. Okay, so what happens here? Do you see? I know you are thinking that I haven't added the else part. You can actually skip it, but the good way of doing things is to add else part if you're using else if. So yeah, it is a good practice to add else part just to handle any other conditions that you might not have specified here. To handle that thing, you should specify else, but this is just a shortcut trick. You can use it as well. So do you see what's happening here? What's the first condition? X is more than 10. Is x more than 10? Yes, definitely x is more than 10, and it is getting executed and finished. It is stopping there. Although this condition is also true. This condition is also true. How? X mod 2 not equals to 0. So if you divide this not equals to, okay, this not double equal to means, for example, if I say x, just to give you a brief overview, let's say y is equals to 5, okay, and I say that y equal to 5. So I am asking computer, is the value of y 5? The computer is saying true. If I say let's say y not equal to 5, like, is the value of y not equals to 5? I'm getting false. Why? Because y is 5 and I'm checking if the value of y is not 5. So it is 5, so false. But let's take another scenario right now. Let's say z is equals to int z is equals to, let's say, 7. Okay, and I'm dividing it. Let's say I'm dividing it, right? Z mod 2. What is the answer now? It is 1, because z divided by 2, 2 3 is 6, the remainder is 1, right? So you're getting the remainder 1. So now if I check like this, equal 0, is the remainder equal to 0? Obviously no, I'm getting 1, so I'll get a false. But if I say something like this, what is going to happen? So what I'm checking now is that after dividing z by 2, that is 7 divided by 2, the remainder is not equals to 0. What will I get now? True. Why? After dividing z by 2, the remainder is 1. And what I'm checking here, I'm checking it should not be equal to 0, and it is not equal to 0. Why? It is 1, right? So z divided by 2 not equals to 0. Like I'm asking the computer, is it not equal to 0? The computer is saying true, it is not equals to 0. Why? Because z divided by 2, the remainder is 1. Okay, hope you're getting it. I know these are pretty basic stuff, but I am just doing a refresher over here. Oh, okay, let's come back once again. What was the value of x again? Yeah, the value of x was 65. So we were doing this, so we are getting a over here. Although this is true, because 65 divided by 2, the remainder is not equals to 0, so this should execute. Also, this should also execute. Why? The value of x is 65. 65 is definitely more than 30, so this should also execute, but it is not executing. Do you see why? The reason is, whenever you are putting if and else if and else if and so many else if, the problem with this, or I mean, you should understand this concept as well, that only one of them will execute. Only one of them will execute. Nothing else will execute, even if they are true. Even if they are true. For example, let's say I take x is equals to 10. Okay, and I say if x is maybe x is more than 100, then system dot out dot println a else if x more than maybe 2, again same thing, system dot out dot println, let's say b else if x mod 2 equal 0, that is I'm checking if x is even or not, out dot println c. Okay, now tell me what will execute over here, a, b or c? A, b or c? Okay, let's add another thing, x more than 5, system dot out dot println. What will now happen right now? What will execute? Only b will execute. Why? Whenever I am using else if, only one of these will execute. Doesn't really matter if the conditions, if the next conditions are true. The first condition, which is true, only that part will execute, rest it will skip. So value of x is 10 right now. The first condition is the value of x more than 100? No. So this part will skip. What is the second condition? Else if x more than 2, what is the value of x? 10. 10 is more than 2? Yes. This will execute, and it will stop right here. It won't go and check if x mod 2 equal 0, although this is true, and even this is true. X is more than 5. Obviously this is x is more than 5. X mod 2 equal 0. Obviously x divided by 2 gives you remainder 0. But the problem is, this will check if this will, like the first condition that is getting true is this, and it will stop right here. It won't go after that. Okay, so this is how else if works. What if you want all your conditions to be true? What happens in that case? Like For example, you want it to be like execute this one also, this one also, this one. What then? Then do not use else if. Do not use else if. Only use if. Like single conditions multiple times. That's how you're gonna do. Okay. If you're using else if, only one of them will execute, and rest it won't. So now let me drop this. Let me go back to. Mhm. Okay. I guess I was writing some another program over here. No issues. I will write it again. But for now, let's say, yeah. So let's type in few things. So system, system. Okay, let's define a scanner class first. Scanner sc is equals to new scanner system.in. I will try to take input from this, right? I have already taught this in my previous lectures. So I'll say sc. Let's say I have an integer x is equals to like this. I guess I'll just define this sc dot next int. Now I'll check this thing. If if x is more than 100. Oops. Oops, I forgot to add the condition over here, right? Condition, I guess I'd say. Okay, okay. So now let's save this. All right. Oh, I need to display a message as well, right? So I'll just display a message over here. System.out.print. I won't type ln because it won't look really nice. So enter a number. Just ask for a number. This is how I take input from keyboard, and then I'll check. Okay. So main bracket close and another bracket close, right? Yeah, I guess I should really do this. Tab, tab. Yeah, now this looks good. Okay, so I'll just enter a number. I'll take the input from keyboard and I'll run some conditions. So first condition is if x is more than 100. The second condition is x is more than 50. The third condition is x is more than 30. Now let's save this and let's manually compile this. Java test.java. Oh, I forgot to put a semicolon. Why did I miss it? I don't. Oh yeah, right. I got it. I got it. Right. Save this. Let's manually compile this again. Yeah, perfect. It is compiled now. Is it compiled? Yes. This is our bytecode. Let's run this Java and test. Enter a number. So this is the reason I was using print, not println. If I used println, the input would be on the next line. So I'll just enter some number, 22, right? Maybe 60. So we're getting B. Why? Let's see why we are getting B, right? We're getting B. So what did I enter? 60. First condition, x more than 100. No. X more than 50. Yes. B. We are getting B. But the third condition is also true, because 60 is obviously more than 30. But this is not getting executed. Okay, this is not getting executed, right? Let's add another condition, although that won't really make any sense. Yeah, let's add another condition for your understanding. Else if x is more than 20, system dot out dot println d. Okay, and let's save this again, manually compile this. Now let's run this. Enter a number. Maybe again, let's say 65, I guess. Again we are getting B. Nothing else, nothing new. Why is it so? Again the same thing is happening. We are entering 60. So 60, definitely this is not going to be true. 60 is not more than 100. This is true. This is getting executed. But the point is that this is also true. This is also true, because 60 is more than 30 and 60 is more than 20 as well. This is not getting executed, because in else if only one condition gets executed and it's done, it's over. The next condition does not get executed. If you want the next condition to be executed, okay, then let's get back to our blackboard. Okay, we are going to use this if we are using this if else. Now we are going to use if. So using if, I already told you, when you are using just if, I am just saying if the condition is this, then I'll do this. There is no else, there is no else if, there is nothing. If this is true, I'll do this. It's as simple as that. We're going to use that only. We're going to use that multiple times. That's how we're going to work here. So what I'll do, I'll say if do you see, I am not using else if or else anything. I'm just using single conditions. This is a single condition, 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 all these are single conditions. Now save this. Let's manually compile this. Java test.java compiled. Now let's run this test. Enter a number. Let's say now I enter 65. What happens? I'm getting B, I'm getting C, I'm getting D. So what exactly is happening? Let's try this one out. Oopsie. Nano test.java. Okay, see what is happening. We are entering 65. So single condition it will check. X more than 100? No, 65 is not more than 100, so false. Okay, next condition. What is the next condition over here? This is the next condition, and this is a single condition. This is not related to this. Okay, this is individual condition. Is x more than 50? 65 more than 50? Print B. Are you getting it? What's happening now? 65. And then the third condition. This is again an individual condition. This has nothing to do with this or this. This is just an individual condition. It is checking, is x more than 30? Is x more than 30? 65 is definitely more than 30. So print C. Now again, this is the condition. There is no association of this thing with this thing. All these are independent. All these are individual functions, like individual conditions. So what's the condition here? X is more than 20. 65 is definitely more than 20. So you're getting D as well. So you should get B. You should get C. You should get D as well. And you are getting B, C, D. So we are good right now. So when you want something like this to be happened. Like there are multiple conditions that can be true and you want them to execute. Use if use let me go here. Yeah, use this if when you want only one of them to be true, like in a question paper there are four options and out of the four options only one can be true, something like that, then you have to use if else. That's how you work with if else. Now we are going to understand nested if else as well. Nested if else. So nested if else is something that within a if else statement there is more if else statement, and obviously there can be if, there can be if else if, there can be if else if else, there can be only if, there can be if else, all sort of combination, right? So let's understand this real world example, although this is a toy example, but let's understand this. Okay, fine enough. So the thing here is, let's understand the condition over here. So the first condition is, if it is raining, inside this I'm checking if it is night time, then you go to sleep. Otherwise, if it is daytime, you take an umbrella. Why? Because it is raining obviously and it's a daytime, then you take an umbrella. If this is not true, it is not night time, if this is not a daytime, then you do this. What do? You sit at home and eat Maggie. Okay. If the entire thing is not true, if there is no rain at all, then you won't be going into this at all. All these things will be skipped. This has to be true only, then you will go inside this. If this is only not true, then you come to the second block, which is the else part. In else part, you check if some condition, else if some condition, else some condition. So now again, let's go back and write a program to understand what's going on. So this is called nested if else. If else within if else. Okay, and there can be all sort of combinations. There can be it can be only if, it can be if else, it can be if else, it can be if. There can be all sort of combinations inside any one of the blocks. So let's get on to it. All right. So what we're gonna do? We are gonna write a nested if else program over here. I have to delete all these things. Till here I have to delete. Okay, cool. Yeah. So let's write a program over here. Okay. If the number x is more than 0, you're gonna check if x mod 2 equal 0, like if it is even or odd. If it is even, they're gonna type system.out.println the given number is positive, positive and even. Yeah. Okay, I'll just use a shortcut here. Is positive and even. It's the same thing, I'm just writing it like this. Anyway, else it is odd obviously. System.out.println the given number is positive and odd, and we are done with this one as well. Perfect. So this is the first case. Let's try the next case, which is the uh, else block. Or we can also type in else if as well. Let's say else if um x equal to 0. I mean, if the number is basically equal to 0, then we are going to type in system.out.println, and the given number is equal to 0. Okay, and let's say there's a else part as well. Else if x mod 2 equal 0, basically the same condition, I'm typing it down. So I'd say system.out.println the given number is negative and even. Else system.out.println the given number is negative and odd. Okay, and check the brackets once. See, brackets are important, otherwise you will get error conditions. Oh, else bracket is still missing. Okay, always look for the brackets, if you are closing it, or if you're opening a bracket, you have to close it, obviously. So what's the first condition? If x is more than 0, then check the inner condition. Like, if this is true only, then only it will go inside that, otherwise it won't. So what's the next condition? If x is more than 0, now check if x mod 2 equal 0. So I'm checking if it is even or not. So if it is even, so that means x is more than 0, as well as obviously it is even as well. So we can do this, and we are saying the given number is positive and even. Otherwise, like, this condition is holding true, but this condition is not holding true, then the number is positive definitely, but it is odd. Okay, so now the next condition that I have given is that if the value of x, the given number, is 0, like equal to 0, then I haven't added in separate condition. I just say the given number is equal to 0. Else, that's the final part. Else, if x mod 2 equal 0, I mean, definitely x is not more than 0. X is not more than 0. X is not equal to 0. So definitely x is less than 0, because that is the only condition. That is, x is not more than 0. X is not equal to 0. So x is definitely less than 0. That's what I'm saying. If that is the case, then you are checking basically if it is even. If it is even, you're saying it is negative and even. If it is not, then you're saying it is negative and it is odd. So now let's run this program. Let's save it, and let's hope I haven't done any mistake over here, and let's compile this one. Java test.java. Okay, perfect. And then run this test. Let's enter a number right now. So if I enter, let's say 65, but I'm getting the given number is positive and odd. Let's say I'm entering 22. Oh, sorry. I have to run it like this. Let's say I enter minus 22. The given number is even, is negative and even. Let's say I give minus 53. The given number is negative and odd. Let's say I gave 0. The given number is equal to 0, obviously. 45. The given number is positive and odd. 12, the given number is positive and even. So these are all the basic conditions that I have added, right? Even. So when, for example, let's see what is happening here. So if I am doing this, let's say this one, let's say 45. So I am entering 45. What exactly is happening? Let's try to understand this in a little bit more depth. When I'm entering 45, the value of x is 45, right? So is this condition true? Yes, x more than 0, x is 45. Okay, great. Is this condition true? No. Why? X mod 2, that is 45 divided by 2, does not give you the remainder of 0. 2 11s are 40, as 2 22s are 44, the remainder is 1. So this is not true. So this will not get executed. What will get executed then? This else part will get executed. You're getting the number is positive and odd. Are you getting that for 45? Yes, the given number is positive and odd. Cool. Let's try this one. What about this? Minus 53. So the value of x is minus 53. Is this true? X is more than 0? No, definitely not. Is this true? X equal to 0? No, this is not. So if none of these are true, else you're saying now x mod 2 equal 0. So minus 53 divided by 2 won't give you remainder of 0, right? So there is no point. So this will not get executed, obviously, because 52, like you can reach up to 52. 2 2s are 4, yeah, 50 51, 251, sir. You can go like that, 221, something like that. Yeah. So anyway, this will not get executed because this is not an even number. This is an odd number. So this part will get executed, and this is the ultimate thing that will get executed, and you will see system.out.println, the given number is negative and odd. That's what it is. Obviously you can add things over here as well. Like if I want to add something like this, just to system.out.println third part. I'll just copy this and I'll paste it as well. Let's say this is the second part. I'll type it down here. Second part, and I'll do it over here. I'll say first part. If I now save this, again I have to compile, obviously, because every time there is a change you have to compile this. So manual compile, run, and let's say I am entering minus 57. Third part, the given number is negative and odd. Why it is happening? It is minus 57, so definitely this is not going to be true. It is not more than 0. This is not going to be true. This is going to be true, obviously, because all of these fail. So system.out.println third part, you are getting it over here, third part, and then it is checking, is it even? It is not. 57 is not even. So else this one is getting executed, which is the given number is negative and odd. So this is how you are handling multiple conditions, complex conditions, using nested if else. So that's all about if else. Now we'll now move on to the next part, which is switch case. So yeah. Oh yes, and before really starting the switch case thing, I will make a separate part for just solving things using switch case and if else. You know, all the problems, I'll make it in a separate part or a separate video altogether, where we'll be practicing things, because now we are just learning things, right? Just learning doesn't really help. So we are gonna make some other video, make some other part where we'll be practicing some numericals, some questions. That's how we're gonna learn, right? All right. So let's start the next part. Okay. So switch case is also, you know, it does almost the same thing. It does almost the same thing like if else, but the way of writing is different, the way it does things is kind of different. So if we go back to if else, we were giving some condition over here and we are doing some work over here, right? But in case of switch case, we keep the variable over here, we write switch, and then we give some condition. And the thing with switch case is that you can give only one condition. You cannot use logical and logical or all that stuff. You cannot do that in switch case. It's just simple, you cannot do that, right? So some condition, some 1 2 a b c d, something like that, and then you do some condition, like you do some action, then you do some action, and you always, after every case, you have to add a break, otherwise the next line will execute. I'll show what that really means. And this is basically the else part. Now in switch case there is no really else, but it does the same work of else. This is called default. So okay, I also show you how to convert things from switch case to if else, but first let's understand how to use switch case. So I'll open up this and I'll delete all these things. Okay, everything starting from here. Oh, I need the input. Actually, I need the input. Oops. Yeah. Okay. So in case of switch case, we have to do things like this. I have to write switch, this keyword, and then you have to type in the variable name. The variable name in this case would be x. Okay, and we'll add brackets over here, and now we'll specify every condition. So basically I'll say case 1, I mean if the value of x is 1, that's what I'm saying. If the value of x is 1, I'm gonna say system.out.println. It's basically the Sunday Monday program I just did a little bit back. Monday. Oh, obviously you can add multiple statements, no issues. But remember, you have to add break after every case. Case 2, system.out.println. I'm gonna say Tuesday. Break. Case 3, system.out.println Wednesday. Break. Case 4, like I will be entering some integer, it can be 1 2 3 or whatever. So for example, I enter 3, so this will match this case and it will output Wednesday. So that's how it works. It's basically like if else only, but you cannot add some complicated, like logical operators, more than, greater than. You cannot do all those stuff. Okay, so that's how it is. System.out.println Thursday. Break. Case 5, system out.println Friday. Break. And yeah, add semicolons. Case 6, system.out.println Saturday, semicolon. Break. Case 7, system.out.println Sunday. break. Oh, I forgot a semicolon over here. Default. This is the else part. This is the else part, guys. System dot out dot println error. I did the same program a little bit back, right? So it shouldn't be a problem for you to understand what's going on. Yeah, the bracket is closed. Save this. Let's compile the program manually. Java test.java. Yeah, it compiled successfully. Let's run it. Java test. Enter a number. So let's say I enter 5. I'm getting Friday. Is it right? Let's check. I am entering 5. So the value of x is, let me check once again. Yeah, I am entering 5. The value of x is 5. So yeah, this is matching. So it is basically checking from 1. Is x equal to 1? No. Is double equal to 2? No. Is x double equal to 3? No. Is x double equal to 4? No. Is x double equal to 5? Yes. This is the case that is matching. So that's why it is printing Friday. Is it printing Friday? Yes, you're right. Let's run this once again. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I already did. So 6, Saturday, 7, Sunday, right? It is basically matching things. Okay, it is basically matching. So for what happens for 7, when I enter 7, what is really happening is it is starting from case 1. Case 1 is not matching, 2 is not matching, 3 is not matching, 4, 5, nothing is matching. Case 7 is matching, and therefore it is getting Sunday. Okay, let's try with some weird number. Let's say 67, which obviously does not exist. You will get error. Why? Because I said there are 7 cases. Case 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4, it can be 5, it can be 6, it can be 7, but it cannot be anything else. In this case, I entered 67, which does not exist. So therefore, it will go to the else case. This is the else part basically, and we write it using default, and system.println error. Okay, so this is how you do it. Cool. So yeah, obviously you can add multiple statements as well. Like you can go here and you can do something. But let's understand what happens. What happens if I remove a break? You wanna see what happens if I remove a break? Let's save this. Let's run this. Let's compile this first. Now let's run this. So if I hit 2, it's working fine. If I hit 3, it is still working fine. But if I hit 4, what am I getting? I am getting Thursday and Friday. Why is it so? So let's check one by one. For case 2, it is matching, it is printing, and it is breaking right here. Okay. For case 3, it is matching and it is breaking. Finish. But for case 4, you know what's happening? You are entering 4, and in case 4, this is matching, this is matching. So system.println Thursday, it is matching, but there is no break after that. It will immediately print the next line whether or not the case matches. So it will also print the line even if the case not matches. I know I have entered 4, but it will keep on printing all those things which do not have a break within it. So that's why you are getting Thursday and Friday as well. So this is the reason why you need to put breaks. So I'll remove another break and show what happens. Let's say I remove all the breaks. Let's remove all the breaks. And let's save this. Let's manually compile this thing and run this. Enter a number. Let's say I enter 3. Everything up to 3 is fine. But the moment you hit 4, you're getting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Why is it happening so? Because I have removed all the break. From case 4, there is no break. Thursday getting executed, then Friday, then Saturday, then Sunday. then it is getting a break, and this is the reason you're not getting this. Otherwise you would have got this as well. So if I remove this, save this, and then again recompile this and run this, and I hit 4, you're getting everything after 4, everything after 4. So case 1 does not match. Okay, let me go a little bit top. Yeah, case 1 does not match, ignore. Case 2 does not match, ignore. Case 3 does not match, ignore. Case 4 matches, prints it, there is no break, 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 prints it. So that is the reason you need to put break. After every case you need to put a break. Okay, so need to do this break. Only after default, like after default you don't need a break. Break, break, and a break. Okay, so this is how you write programs in switch case. We will be writing more programs in switch case in the next part or the next video, so no issues at all. We'll make calculator, we'll calculate the area and perimeter of rectangles, we'll do all sort of thing, menu driven programs with switch case, so no issue at all. We'll be doing that, but just for your understanding, this is switch case, this is what switch case does. Okay, it will match the case. So is x equal to 1, is x equal to 2, is x equal to 3, or something like that, you know. That's what I'm saying. You can obviously put some value over here, I mean put something. Obviously we'll get error because I was taking integer. You see, I was taking integer. Yes, I was taking an integer, so obviously it will get an error over here only. But anyways, this is how switch case works. You take a variable, put it into switch, you start a bracket and end a bracket, and between these brackets you know type all the cases and the default case, and we are good. This is how you do it. Of course you can do it for some other examples. For example, for let's start a J shell. Let me show you. Let's say string x is equals to something, I mean whatever, let's say D, or let's say C. Okay, so if I say switch, the name of the variable is x, I'd say case A system.out.println. I'm doing a lot of typo today. Hello. Oops. Break. Case B system.out.println world. Oops. Break. The spaces don't really matter, but anyway. Case C system.out.println by let's type in a not this again, break, and then we type a default case, default system.out.println haha, and then close the switch. We're getting by. Why? Because the value of x is C, so we are checking the case of x. So is the case of x is A? No. X equal to again? No. X equal to B? No. X equal to C? Yes. That's why it is executing C. If I slightly change the value of x to maybe B, now if I do the same thing, I'll get world. Why? Case A? Nope. Case B? Yes. Why? The value of x is B, so it is matching, right? Case B. I mean the value of x is b. The value of x is b. So that's why we are getting world over here. So this is how you can write switch case. Now if you want to do the exact same thing, maybe in if else, what do? You're gonna type if, and remember only one case matches. Remember that only one case can match, not more than one. Obviously if you remove break then anything can match, but the thing is that only one of them match. So whenever there's a situation when only one of the many matches, you are going to use if else if else if else if else if else if else. Okay, not just if else, not just if, not just if we're going to use if else if else if else if. Okay, okay, so we're going to say if x equal a, you're going to type in system.out.println hello. You're going to say now else if x equal b, type in system.out.println world, else if x equal to c, system.out.println by, now finally going to say else system.out.println haha. I'm getting world. So it is, this is how you convert things. Remember, take a note of this, okay? This is the variable, this is the variable. Like do you see this? Let me point it with the pen over here. This is the variable, right? This is the variable. The disadvantage in if else is that if there's a single, like you have to match a single thing or anything, like for that matter, if it is just double equals to, then you actually can use switch case. You can actually, if there is not sophisticated or very complex things, there is just matching if this equals to this, 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 something like this. You can always use switch case for that matter. And how do you convert? This is how you convert. Case A, so you say x equal to a. Case B, you say else if x equal to b. Case C, you say x equal to c. Then default case you put into else case. You can go back, like you can convert a switch case into a else if, you can convert a else if into a switch case. It's up to you. Now we'll write the Monday Tuesday program so that you can understand much better what I'm saying. So but yeah, definitely take a note of this. This is how we are going to convert things. Oops, I closed accidentally. Let me open it back. Alright, so as I was saying, let's understand this in a bit detail. For here we can see, let's say switch case and if else conversion. If, like, let's say this is the if else statement. So if m equal to 3, system.println March. If m equal to 4, system.println April. Else by. So the first things first, see the variable, whatever the name of the variable is, put it after switch, inside switch, like the bracket and switch, or inside the switch put the variable. You don't have to do it every time m. You don't have to do that into switch. If there is m every single time, just take it and put it over here. Now what are the conditions? 3, 4, and there is nothing else. So for every this condition, put a case. So equal to 3, so case 3. Equal to 4, so case 4. And for every case, just write the same thing. So for case 3, system.println March, system.out.println March. For case 4, system.println April. For case 4, right? You're getting it right. M equal to 4, system.println April. case 4 system.println April. Break, always add a break in switch cases. And the else part, this the else part, system.println by, just add it in the default case, system.println by. That's how you convert switch case to if else. And you can always do it backside as well. If there is a m, like whatever the variable there is, just put that in the first condition, then double equal to, if there is case 3, put 3, and then this right here. Then if there is a case 4, write a separate condition using else if, write m is equals to the case name, which is the 4, write the same thing as it is written there. Then in the else part, write, just copy the same thing in the default part. So you can always convert back switch. Not always, there are conditions. See, the thing is that if you're using the same variable like m, x, only in that case you can convert from switch case to if else. And also make sure that there is no complicated or sophisticated condition. If there was greater than equal to or less than equals to, or some logical operators, double and, like or and not, something like that, you cannot convert it. Okay, only if there is the same variable. For now, as we can see here as well, there is the same variable over here, and there are just multiple cases. Only in this scenario you can convert from switch case to if else to switch case. Otherwise you cannot do it. Okay, see, switch case can always be converted into if else. But let me write it down. Take a note of this thing. Okay, few things to understand. Okay, switch case can always be converted to if else. Not all if else can be converted into switch case. And the reason is, well, very simple. If there is a single variable that is used, x here, and only double equal to, that is, it is just checking if it is equal to a, if it is equal to b or c, only then you can do that. Otherwise you cannot. That's how you convert things. Okay, enough talking. Let's now quickly convert things. Let's write another program over here. Yeah, let's write the same program using if else. Control X. Let's say nanotest2.java from import java.util.star public class test2. Obviously the file name has to match. Public static void main string args scanner sc is equals to new scanner system dot in int x is equals to sc dot next int, and I was going to say system dot out dot println enter a number, or just enter number. Now I'm going to say if x equal 1, system dot out dot println Monday, else if x equal 2, system dot Tuesday LCF equal to 3 system dot out dot println Wednesday else if, oh, I guess I forgot a bracket over here, it seems. Yeah, perfect. And a bracket over here as well. Else if x equal to 4 Thursday else if x equal to 5 system dot out dot println Friday else if x equal 6 system dot out dot println Saturday else if x equal 7 system dot out dot Sunday, and we are done. Last part is obviously else. If none of these matches, then else system println error. Save this, and we are done. So basically this one, and let me open this here as well. Full D nano test or Java, and this one, both are basically doing the same thing, but this looks much cleaner and neater as compared to this one, because see, the rule of thumb is always use if else. If it is vaguely complicated, there is a, like, there are logical operators, bitwise operators, some complicated conditions are going on, multiple conditions using and or, all these things, always use if else. But if it is very simple, like just matching, if this equals to that, this equals to that, then obviously use switch case. That's the rule of thumb. I'll just write the rule of thumb as well. Both works in the same manner. It works in the same manner. Okay, let me just save this as well. Now let me run. Okay, Java. Let me first compile it. Test2 dot not Java. Oh, I forgot semicolon over here. No issues. Java, and I'll Java test2 Oh, I was checking the input earlier. Let me correct it. Okay, let's recompile this. and a number, let's say 3, I'm getting Wednesday. And Java, if I'm just running test 1 as well, I'm going 3, I'm getting Wednesday. So both really works in a similar manner, just that I'm using switch case and if else. That's the only difference. We'll just write a rule of thumb as well, note this down as well. So rule of thumb is, if there are complicated conditions, then use if else. Example is that anything with multiple conditions like and, or, you see, and or, greater than, less than, greater than, less than, or this thing, But if the same variable is used with double equals to, just for checking, use switch case. Switch case does not support multiple conditions or logical or relational conditions. So please make a note of these things. Try to convert as much switch case as you can into if else. Note these examples, these syntax, all these things. Just try to note these down if possible, because these are going to come handy in the next lecture, or in the next part. I'll cover some of the project which will completely use if else, so that you can get a more deeper understanding of if else and complicated nested if else and everything. And we'll also solve some problems using switch case. For example, we'll make a calculator, we'll make a rectangular rectangle area and perimeter calculator, and finally we'll check if a given year is a leap year or not. So that's it for switch case and conditionals for now. And all right, see you in the next lecture.